And now, reaching the United States and around the world, author, star of Discovery Network television show, Texas Flip and Move, national speaker, and all-around wise woman. Here's Donna Snow King.
What have you been up to lately? I got something I want to share with you that I've been up to. Daddy always taught us many lessons through life. I'm sure your daddy and your mama, grandparents, family members taught you too. One of the things that Daddy always said, he did this, he said, "You see this?" I'm like, "Yes, sir, that's a quarter, it's 25 cents. He said, "That's true, but I want you to look at it." So I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay. He said, "It's got two sides. Everything has two sides." Now, that makes sense to me. Well, that's something that I decided I'd just file away in my mind. Come to find out, Daddy was right. I was going to share with y'all something that happened on a recent trip. This past Christmas, Rex and I went out to Warner Robins, Georgia. Twofold trip. One, to pick up my horse trailer because his son Sean was putting a wrap on it for me. So I was trying to update my horse trailer. That thing's 25 years old and she looks like she just rolled off the showroom floor. But anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. The other was for Rex to be able to spend Christmas with his children, his grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. I didn't realize he was that old, but he claims he isn't. But anyway, we get out there. I guess it was the 26th of December. So we spent Christmas here with my sister and her brother, and Bev. That she's P6. That's a whole nother story. I'll get into that later. The whole P posse. But anyway, so we spent Christmas Day here at the house, kind of just chilling and relaxing, and we was going to get up early the morning of December the 26th, and we was going to head out to Georgia. Now, the Mapsco thing or GPS thing, whatever you don't call it, said 13 hours and 18 minutes. I don't care how you add it up, that 13 hours and 18 minutes will become 14 and 15 hours by the time you get fuel, potty break, stretch the leg, take the dog out to walk. But it was okay. It was fun. Rex and I was having a good time. So we were staying on the base out there at Warner Robins. Everything was going good. Now, this was late Thursday night. You're going to have to stay with me on this timeline. This was late Thursday night. Friday, we get up. We have breakfast, had lunch, and I had to get some last-minute gifts. And now what I did, and I thought that was pretty flippin' smart on my part, I wrapped all the gifts. I put the name tags on them, put them inside of trash bags. I didn't put bows on there until I got out there because I didn't get the bows get all messed up. So I was going to have to put my bows on. I mean, I was almost to the point of breaking my arm from patting myself on the back. I thought I did a really, really good job. Well, that's when it started happening. I guess it was Saturday morning. Now, you got to remember there was an hour difference between here and Georgia. And it happened right at the state line. About 4 o'clock Georgia time, 4 or 5 o'clock Georgia time, Rex's phone rings, his cell phone rings. And let's be honest, whenever you get a phone call in the middle of the night like that, that can be scary. You know something's wrong. Rex grabs the phone immediately. "Hello? Yes, sir. This is Rex King." And he's talking to him, and come to find out, somebody, some teenage kids, right here in front of the house, they didn't exactly make the corner very good, said they ran into your fence. Well, the first thing Rex said was, "There's horses in there. We've got livestock in there. Are all the horses accounted for?" The police officer's talking to Rex. He said, "Okay," I'll call the man. That's his daughter's horses. So he gets off the phone with him. He calls Christopher, who's another amateur radio operator, and that's P2's husband, and that's still a whole P-Posse story. Said, Christopher, the police just called. Somebody has hit the fence. I got to get over there to make sure the horse is all right. Christopher said, not a problem, I'm on it. Then the phone rings again, and it's the same police officer. He said, look, said it was teenage boys. They jumped out of their car and they ran behind the house. Do we have your permission to go on the property so we can obviously try to catch them? Because they buried off into the fence. Oh, my stars. Rex says, of course, sir. Yes, absolutely. Make sure you can get in there. Okay, we're doing good. Rex hangs the phone up. Few minutes goes by. Rex gets a telephone call from Christopher. Now remember, Christopher is P2's husband. He said, Rex, they didn't hit your fence. They hit the fence of the house next door to your fence, which used to be my mama and daddy's house. So, one, our fence wasn't damaged. Two, the horse was all right. And three, Rex told the Fort Worth police that, yeah, y'all can go on there, go around there behind the house. So the people that bought Mom and Daddy's old house, Rex has just told the police department, sure, you can go in on the property and go around behind it. I don't know if they ever caught the teenagers, but they did mess the lady's fence up. So we're just hoping and believing that gets straightened out. You may think I'm rambling. Maybe I am a little bit, but you got to know what all led up to this. That was a lot of anxiety. You know, you're what, 850 something miles away, and you're thinking, oh dear Lord, somebody's crashed into the fence, horses are getting out, and there ain't nothing that you can do about it. But by the end of all the phone calls, everything was okay. The horses was all right. Like I said, I don't know if they caught the boys or not. Then, going to get back to sleep. A few hours later, get up, going to get ready to go eat because we had reservations at a restaurant for 1 o'clock on Saturday. Now, Rex's kids, grandkids, great-grandkids was going to all meet there. I thought, this is for the birds having to do all this cooking and cleaning. So I said, why don't we just go to a restaurant? And that can be part of our Christmas gift to his kids and his family. Well, everybody was all for that, especially the girls. So we had these reservations. So I was got to get my bows on, get the last couple of gifts wrapped. I mean, everything was really coming together. Now, we did have a hiccup in the road with the teenage boys hitting the fence, but thank God that all worked out. And then, well, Rex gets up, and I thought I heard him talking. And he's like, oh, dear Lord, I'm dizzy. And I thought, well, maybe that's just what I thought I heard him say. And I'm listening to him, and he goes back, he goes to the restroom, and goes back, gets right back in bed. That is not like Rex King. I mean, that is not like him. 4 a.m., his eyes are open, he's up and going, talking on the radios, talking on the different nets. The Navy net, all these different nets. I said, something's not right. So I go back there, because I was up front getting ready, and I go back there, and he had gotten back in bed, like I said. I said, Rex, is something wrong? And he said, Donna, I don't feel good. I thought, oh, my stars, no. So I said, do we need to get you into the doctor? And he said, see if you can find a doc in the box that will take my insurance, which, you know, he is a retired Navy. So I'm like, okay, so I'm on the phone, I'm searching this, and I'm calling that. Well, it ended up, I called the hospital there. Okay, stop right there just for a second. I'm going to spell a word, and everybody think about it. Houston. Houston. All right, you got that in your mind, right? Well, there is now a third way to say that word. One of the kids that grew up on the rodeo team, his name is Houston. Well, just like Houston, Texas. Okay, I got that one. And then about 2 years ago, I was writing out awards checks for kiddos that had won money up there at the rodeo. And I realized while it is spelled Houston, he pronounced it Huston. And then I find out, I'm thinking I'm taking him to the Houston hospital. Well, guess what? It wasn't the Houston hospital. It's the Houston hospital. Well, look at me here learning something new every day, and I'm older than dirt. Anyway, get him up there. Now, this is like about 8:30. There was maybe 3 or 4 people in the ER. They got him right back there. They started taking blood. They put an IV bag on him. And I'm sitting thinking, oh, dear Lord. And I'm just a-praying. And I sent a text out to his kiddos. And I said, we don't know what's going on, but your dad doesn't feel good, and we're at the ER. So here in a little bit, I get a text from his son, Sean, and he says, Donna, do you think I should cancel the reservations at the restaurant? About this time, it was most near 12 or 12:30, and I said, yes, sir, I think it'd be the smartest thing to do, and we figure out what we're dealing with here, and then we'll see where we go from here. And he says, okay. So in a little bit, here he comes walking in the door of the ER. And I said, wait a minute, Sean, they've got a sign, a really, really big sign that says only one person can go back there with the patient, one visitor per patient. He said, well, I told the lady I'm not a visitor, I'm just here socializing. Well, that sounds about like Sean. He is his daddy made over, let me tell you. So I said, we're waiting to hear. I'll keep all of y'all informed. Well, about 2 o'clock or so, the doctor came in with lab results. I mean, they scanned this, they x-rayed that, they drew blood here, they gave him liquids. Oh, my stars, I was waiting for open heart surgery any minute. They come back and they said, Mr. King, you have pneumonia. I said, Lord Eller, no. He just had that a few months ago. What do you mean he's got it again? Well, you got to you don't know. I'm telling you this for the first time. When Rex was in Vietnam, he was shot in his left lung. And that makes that lung a little bit more susceptible to things. Well, guess what? That's where the pneumonia was. So they gave him some high-powered drugs right there, 2 pills. And then I had to take him to go get him something to eat, get prescriptions filled, and back to the base. Doctor's orders: no driving, rest, plenty of fluids, and take all the medicine. Follow up with your home doctor when you get back to the house. Okay, well that's easy enough to do, right? Right? Wrong. Okay, all right, right here I'm talking to the women. Have you ever tried to do something to help take care of your husband or your boyfriend or just like a dear friend, and it's like a fight all the way? Yeah, well, that's what I experienced. So we got back to the hotel. I got him his other medicine, fixed up, him something to eat. Then I had to get out all the packages, finish putting my bows on there. Then I take it, I fix different bags, and I get a hold of Sean, and I said, I'm going to bring you the Christmas gifts, and then if you would pass them out to the different family members for me. He said he'd be glad to. Well, that part worked out great. Now, you remember whenever I said that I had to pick up my trailer? Well, now remember, this is happening about 5 or 6 o'clock Saturday. And the one thing that I realized is I had not eaten all day. I had no breakfast. I was so busy worried about Rex, getting him something to eat and getting his medicine, which that's another story in itself. I never got anything to eat. So finally, about 6 or 7 o'clock that night, I finally stopped and caught me a bite to eat. And I know you can tell by looking at me, it wouldn't hurt for me to miss a meal or two. I'm working on that. Rest, Rex, just rest. So we turned in bed early that night with the intentions of getting up Sunday morning and headed back home. So Sunday morning was going to meet Sean over where he works, because that's where my horse trailer was. Now my horse trailer is pretty good size. It's a 3-horse slant with a 13-foot short wall in it. It's a 4-star. I love my trailer. Anyway, get hooked onto the trailer, say our goodbyes, take some pictures, do all that, and we leave, headed for Texas. We're tripping right along, and Rex had come up with a good plan going up there. He had said, okay, now, I got a plan. You drive for 3 hours, and then I'll drive for 3 hours. You drive for 3 hours. In other words, swap off. That way you can go as long as you want, as far as you want, and nobody will really get fatigued very much, and that was the plan. So we're driving. Now, I'm going to show you the pictures of my horse trailer here in a minute, and then this will make better sense to you. But we pulled into a Buc-ee's, had to fuel up. And everybody and their dog was coming up wanting to get their picture made by my horse trailer, which that's fine. I love it. I think Sean did a great job on it. You'll have to be the judge when you see it in a minute. So Rex says, Donna, let me drive. He had been bugging me the whole Sunday morning. Bugging me. Finally, he wore me down, and I said, okay, you can drive for just a little bit. I finally gave in. Back on the road, driving, and he wouldn't pull over and let me drive no more. Now, one thing you need to know, this is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I said, Rex, pull over and let me drive. I'm good. Rex, now the doctor said, Donna, I got this. I'm good. With every mile that he drove, the madder I was getting. Why was I getting mad? Because I was only seeing this side of the coin. I was only seeing this side of the picture. The story, if you will. And finally, I got quiet and I wouldn't say a word. Yeah, me. I said, Take a lock, threw away the key. Finally, Rex called on and he said, Donna, is everything okay? Mm-hmm. Sure, it's all right. Everything's hunky-dory. I think it was the tone in my voice. If it wasn't the tone in my voice, I think it was this. Totally gave it away. I said, yes, sir, there's a problem. And he said, well, what's the problem? I said, I'm madder than a one-eyed water moccasin. That's the problem. I said, here's me trying to take care of you. The doctor said, don't drive, drink plenty of fluids. You need to rest, sleep. That's the best thing. Let your body heal. Oh, and take your medicine. Well, the last few hours this had to have been from about 5:30 till we got in at 2:30 in the morning. I was mad. You want to know how mad I was? We stopped at a roadside park. Had to go to the bathroom, let Ronan stretch his legs and go TT potty, right? I get out of that truck and I did not ask Rex if he needed anything, if he wanted anything, and I almost slammed the truck door, and then I realized it's my truck, so I wasn't going to slam the door. So I kind of acted like I was going to slam it shut, and I just started walking out across there in the dark up to the bathrooms. You may be thinking, oh my gosh, Donna, that was late at night. Weren't you scared? Let me tell you about being scared. I was so mad, I would have wrestled an alligator and come out of there with a pair of alligator boots and an alligator belt. That is exactly how mad I was. I was beyond mad. So I walked in there and I'm washing my hands and everything, and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm saying, Donna, is that really the way that you need to be treating Rex right now? Don't you think you really ought to go say, look, I'm sorry. Let's talk this out. No. No, wasn't having that. No. I talked myself plumb off that cliff. Got back in the truck. I pretty much sat like this the rest of the way. And then the one thing that I said I would never ever do, because the good book says, don't let the sun go down on your anger. In other words, don't be mad at anybody. Get it off your chest. Get it all reconciled out. So I went to bed mad. And as you can imagine, I didn't sleep worth a flip. And I'm like, Lord, you're going to have to help me here because Donna needs help. I was upset. Rex was upset. And then that's what it dawned on me. Remember, that's my side of the coin. That's Rex's side of the coin. So that next morning I come in here. Like I said, he's an early riser. He's sitting in his chair drinking his coffee. And I said, Rex, I think I figured it out. I said, I was busy trying to take care of you. And you were busy trying to take care of me. And I think he's an alpha male and I'm an alpha female, and we butted heads. And we sat there kind of looking at each other like, yeah, that's exactly that's what it was. I was trying to take care of him, and he was trying to take care of me, where I didn't have to do all that driving for the 15 hours. And I'm like, wow, as sick as he was still trying to do that to take care of me. But all I saw was my side of the story. So the way that I've learned is sometimes you have to get off your own high horse, go through the gate and get up on the horse of the person you're looking at, because it's always going to be a different perspective. Sometimes that will in fact help you figure things out and hopefully save you from making a rear end out of yourself like I did. But anyway, what I wanted to show you was this. When we got back through a chain of events, we are going to have the United States Marine Corps Mounted Color Guard January the 30th, which is a Thursday night. And the event starts at 7 o'clock. I'm going to show you the flyer. It's really cool. Look at this. Marine Mustangs. People, if you're within 100 miles of here, try to make plans to come see this. This is a phenomenal thing. They will actually be on their way back from Washington, D.C. for the presidential inaugural parade. They have never made an appearance here before, and we get to have them come to the Saginaw area, Saginaw, Texas. Everything's on there, and it's on my QRZ page, QRZ.com, and then you can put my call sign in, which is W5SML, W5SML, Whiskey 5 Sierra Mike Lima, and you can go to my QRZ page and you're going to see this, and it tells you all about it. And now what's really cool too, the Cowtown Amateur Radio Club, now that's who Rex and I belong to, they're going to be assisting with the communications through the event. And then the VFW Post 10374 is going to be there assisting as well and handing out American flags. Air Power Foundation Rodeo Royalty Corn. Pretty cool, huh? I love them. And this right here, see that on that hat? The plus and the times, that stands for positive times. And that's where we're headed, positive times. There's the back side of the coin. There's the trailer. I told you it was cool, didn't I? Look at that. Now that is Sean, Rex's son, and me and Ronan. And he put all of this on there. The horses. It's gorgeous. I just love it. There's the backside. There's the loading ramp. And I don't know if any of y'all ever saw much of us on Texas Flip and Move, but that right there, that's my daddy's license plates off his truck. I was able to get them from a horse trailer. I love it. Then right there, DonnaSnowKing.com. Now then, you can go there and find out stuff that I'm doing. I've got 2 books out now, people. 2. I bet y'all didn't think I'd string more than 3 words together, did you? But anyway, thank you for stopping by today. I'm probably going to start trying to talk to y'all a little bit more of a regular basis. It was fun, and I've really enjoyed this. And maybe I've passed along something that will help save your life. Remember, there's always 2 sides to every story. And men, I'm going to tell you 2 words that will save your marriage time and time again. Something I heard my grandma tell my papa all the time, my Papa Snow. Only 2 words I want to hear from you, Carl, is yes, dear. Well, we'll see how that works. Until I get to see you next time, y'all be blessed. Take care of yourselves. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.